let's start off with Assange. Can we do that? Can we start with Assange? All right. So as we all know, Julian Assange has been holed up in the Ecuadorian embassy. Right? This has been going on for years now. 6 years he's been there. Now, he's there because if he wasn't there, he'd probably be in jail. All right? So he'd be extradited to the U.S. more than likely. Well, it turns out, now we know that there's been, I've joined into a rally, a calling of freedom for Julian Assange. You have to stand behind your truth tellers. We have to support truth tellers. We have no choice. This is our duty as truth tellers. All right, so we did sort of like a visual and online raise awareness about Julian Assange's predicament there in the Ecuadorian embassy where he has no internet access, no phone calls. Well, now things are getting a little bit worse. If they could possibly get any worse, okay? After nearly 6 years of refuge in the Ecuadorian embassy in London, it appears that his refuge in London is now in question. This will open up Julian Assange into possible arrest by British authorities, as well as a potential extradition to these United States, where he will be tried. While Assange has in the past claimed his position in the embassy was under threat, sources say his current situation is unusually bad. He could leave the embassy any day now, either because he will be forced out or made to feel so restricted that he might choose to leave on his own. So it turns out, it looks like what they're doing to Julian is what you do to a guest who overstays their welcome. Right? You make things uncomfortable for them. How many people have had jobs where they wanted to get rid of you, but they didn't want to pay you severance package or unemployment or anything like that, so they made life unbearable for you? Happened to me. How about you guys? Anybody know what I'm talking about? But this is not a job you go to and you leave and come home. This is where you live because you are holed up in the place. They say his position there is in jeopardy. A source familiar with the matter said Assange's exit from the embassy could open a new phase for U.S. investigators eager to find out what he knows. The United States is a horrible place to be if you're going to be interrogated. See how this all like kind of connects? All the pieces connect here. We were just talking about Gina Haspel, and we tried to get her what? We tried to get some type of understanding about the psyche of a person you would call Bloody Gina. We tried to get confirmation that, hey, if you're so spineless and full of lack of compass, moral compass, right, that all it takes is somebody saying you need to torture this guy, even if you deny that you love torture, like torture, even though your friends say you call you Bloody Gina because that's your thing, even if we accept the explanation that you only did it because you were told to do it, we wanted to know if that was something you would do in the future, given all that we know about torture, given all that we know about the lack of substantive surveillance or information that comes out of torture proceedings. And she couldn't give it to us. So here we are, guys. We're all like, it's a big circle. Here we go, the circle of strife. Not the circle of life, the circle of strife. And we find ourselves right here. Julian Assange may have to deal with Gina Haspel. And I know it's depressing to think about. Now, according to some sources, notable sources, they're corporate media whose names I don't want to name, back in April 2017, the U.S. had prepared charges to seek the arrest of Assange, who U.S. intelligence agencies believe Russia used as an intermediary to distribute hacked emails from Hillary Clinton, Podesta emails. Assange and his lawyers say he has been detained without charge for over 2,700 days. 53 of those days are in a gag situation, which I described at the top of the show, where he has no access to people, friends, family, internet. Jeff Sessions, when questioned about Julian Assange, he said that Julian Assange was a top priority to detain Julian Assange. So I'm hoping things change. I'm hoping that the Ecuadorian embassy will continue to do what they said they would do. But it appears that the current arrangement is untenable, can't last forever, and maybe for Julian Assange's health, maybe it shouldn't. What we need to know is if the UK will extradite Julian Assange to the United States. Will they adhere to a possible extradition order by the U.S.? I think they would. Some argue that the UK is merely a puppet of the United States. I have no reason to believe otherwise. In July, there's going to be a visual. Actually, it's June. I'm sorry. In June, we're going to be doing a demonstration, not a visual, a demonstration in D.C. that I'm going to speak at on behalf of Julian Assange. I support truth speakers, truth seekers, truth tellers. And even though there are some people who for some reason buy into the corporate narrative that the same person who exposed George W. Bush is now, working for the Trump campaign, I don't get it. I just wish that people understood that it's important that whistleblowers are given our full support. We'll see. I'll keep you up to date on this story. It's a story of very much importance to me. I feel that Julian Assange and WikiLeaks have been a valuable tool in telling us the truth. Not one shred, not one single document, not one page over the millions of documents that WikiLeaks has published has been found to be a fabrication. Unlike Politico. I just mentioned in one of those corporate news media sites. Unlike a lot of our corporate media, not one shred, not one sentence, not one paragraph, nothing that they released. Folks, if you're not a regular Tim Black fan, watcher of the show, you may not like what you find out, but if you find out the truth, isn't that better than believing a lie? And who would have you believe such? Huh? The person that commits the acts that they want to cover up. Come on now. Talk to me, y'all.